Hello and welcome to another video, and today throughout the Game of the Year discussions we're actually going to talk about a happy subject. I want to turn things to what I think is the best console system you can buy in 2017. Now this is a category I do every year and it changes every year. You know, one year I might say, hey, you know what, for your money the Xbox One is worth it, or for your money the PS4 is worth it. But we have a new contender in this category this year, and before we get to it I will tell you the runner-up this year is the PlayStation 4, either, you know, and you can pick your choosing, either the vanilla PS4 or you can go out and get the PS4 Pro, which now is starting to offer more bang for your buck, I think, than it did a year ago. But just if you look at the PlayStation 4 and the excellent year of games they had this year, you know, you think of Neo, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, all these great games that came out in the first 4 months of the year for the PlayStation 4, and they really had just an outstanding year for releases in the first half of the year. And I think it's who of you, if right now you are out there and you're somehow still only playing the Xbox 360 or the PS3, you need to upgrade to a PS4 or an Xbox One. I think the PS4 is the way to go right now. So that's the runner-up. But anyways, let's talk about the winner this year. And the winner this year I actually have in my hand, and it is this beautiful device, the Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch kind of came to me in a way that I wasn't expecting this thing to be that as good as it is. I'm a Nintendo kid at heart, but I was a lapsed Nintendo fan for the last, I'd say, 10, 12 years. You know, my last really true great Nintendo console that I loved to death was the GameCube. And the Wii didn't really do it for me. The Wii U was a better version of the Wii, but that also didn't really do it for me. I thought there was a lot of pretty good games for the Wii U, but it was only first-party stuff. And the Wii U now feels like the half-step Nintendo needed to take to make the Nintendo Switch, which is the true evolution of what the Wii U was promised to be. So the Nintendo Switch is freaking awesome, and it started its year off incredibly strong by giving us one of the greatest Zelda games of all time in Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's only been uphill from there. You know, we had all these other great releases. You know, I think of things like Puyo Puyo Tetris. The Switch has a great version of Binding of Isaac. Nintendo made good on porting over what I think is the best Wii U game, and that is Mario Kart 8. Now you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, and that game actually gives you literally everything they added extra to Mario Kart 8 into one package. And if you haven't played Mario Kart 8, it is literally the best Mario Kart game since 64. And they also fixed the battle system, which was trash in Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. So it is the definitive version of that game. That's a fantastic release. You also had Splatoon 2, which I know a lot of people loved. I didn't really like it that much. It wasn't my thing, but I understand why people really like Splatoon 2, so I respect that. That was very successful. You had the craziest thing in games that I think happened this year in terms of new games that you weren't expecting, which was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which, if you don't know what that game is, it's a XCOM clone with Mario and the Rabbids, and it's a team up you would have never imagined. And also Mario's running around with a freaking gun, man. So that was a pretty cool game that I really enjoyed. And then obviously the capper on just great games from the Nintendo Switch this year, Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, what more can I say about Super Mario Odyssey? It's an incredible game that I love to death. Easily the best Mario game since Mario Sunshine. It's just a pure joy to play. And I will talk more about that game in the top 10 Game of the Year list, but it's a great way to cap off a great year. I mean, how many systems can you sit here and say had... I mean, first of all, you think about Nintendo. Was there ever a year in which Nintendo released a new Zelda and a new Mario that are both compared to some of the greatest games of all time? I don't think that's ever happened. So the fact that this system got both of those within 6 months of each other is ridiculous. And on top of that, the other pin I want to put in how great the Nintendo Switch has been is just the portability of the thing. The fact that I can pick this thing up off of its dock, you know, lay in my bed, sit on my couch, whatever, and continue playing a game on the go. And this screen's actually really good. You know, I bought this system when it originally came out with the idea of, I'm going to slap this thing in the dock and never take it out. I've used this thing more portably than I ever thought I would. This is, to me, my go-to portable machine now. I actually have a hard time now playing the 3DS because it just makes me want to play the Switch because I like it that much more. I actively kind of get angry when right now I'm trying to play an example here, Dragon Quest V on the 3DS, and I really wish I could just play it on the Nintendo Switch, but that's me. So, again, like, I haven't been this in love with a Nintendo console since the GameCube. And the other thing I want to say is there's been a lot of great digital releases. Some I've played and some I haven't played. Highlights I want to include here are Golf Story. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard great things about it. The Mummy Demastered is a game that I picked up. It's based on the shitty Tom Cruise movie that came out this year, but it's literally Super Metroid with the Mummy, and it's made by WayForward, the people that make the Shantae games. It's awesome, and it's an example of a good licensed video game. There's been a lot of great digital releases on the machine. Also Stardew Valley. If you have not played Stardew Valley yet, it is one of the best games of the last 5 years. And the Switch is the best way to play that game now because you can take it on the go, and that's really cool. They never did that for the PS Vita, which I thought was a crime. So, and this screen's way better than the PS Vita screen. So, anyways, guys, the Nintendo Switch, it's an incredible machine. I like this system. Right now, to me, this is the evolution of the GameCube that I've wanted for 15 years. I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm looking forward to 2018. The future's incredibly bright for this thing. You know, we're going to get a mainline Pokemon game. It might actually make me care about Pokemon for the first time in 10 years. We're going to get a new Kirby game, which looks awesome, a new Yoshi game. They are making Metroid Prime 4. Who knows when that's going to come out, but that's cool that they're working on it. I've had a blast with this machine. I love playing this thing. Right now, I'm still just dumping time into Stardew Valley. Even though I, put 115 hours in the Xbox One version of that game, I'm at about 65 hours in the Switch version now. But it's a great machine. It's an incredible piece of technology. And the fact that Nintendo has been able to make a hybrid console that is a console but also a handheld is really, really cool. So, awesome machine. I don't think there was a more prominent machine in 2017. It kind of was like the little machine that could all year. And it's going to be massively popular this holiday season. I think even more people are going to be getting in, come Christmas. And again, if you have one of the best Zelda games ever made and one of the best Mario games ever made on that machine within the first 6-7 months, that is an incredible, compelling argument to buy a Nintendo Switch. Those are two great games right there. So, anyways, guys, that's my system of the year this year. I mean, we'll see what 2018 brings. Can Microsoft turn things around? I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. And I'm not to say that I think Microsoft's system is bad or anything like that. I just think they've had a bad year in terms of launching a new console that doesn't really have a lot of new games. They had kind of a bad year, unfortunately, whereas Sony killed it with exclusives and Nintendo killed it with exclusives and a new console to play them on. So, anyways, guys, I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always,